So anyway, we've got a busy 3 hours. He kicks off right now, and a brand new email bombshell for Hillary Clinton this morning. I know you've heard a lot of them. Well, this is a new one.
Shocker. All right, new claims that she and her staff tried to plant questions during her first hearing on Benghazi.
Yeah, it was just an email to Chelsea. Now Clinton is desperately trying to flip the script. Mike Emanuel is live on the campaign trail in Westchester, New York. Mike, just for the record, I could flip your script. It doesn't matter. You keep all your scripts in your noggin.
Good morning, Brian. Steve Ainsley. Good morning to you. Hillary Clinton is back talking national security after weeks of questions about her email controversy and the Clinton Foundation. Clinton was in Tampa yesterday near the home of the U.S. Military Central Command to attack Donald Trump on his vision on foreign policy and national security. Clinton says Trump is very loose in his talk about nuclear weapons, and she ripped Donald Trump on how he would deal with the threat from ISIS.
And when it comes to fighting ISIS, he has been all over the map. You would have to literally map it out. He's talked about letting Syria become a free zone for ISIS. Look at the map, Donald. He says he has a secret plan to defeat ISIS. But the secret is he has no plan.
This comes as there is a new report from my colleague Catherine Herridge on newly released emails from after the 2012 Benghazi terror attack. The emails were released by Citizens United, and a Clinton aide wrote to Chelsea Clinton right before a Senate Foreign Relations Committee hearing in January 2013 and said, quote, "We wired it that Menendez would provide an opportunity to address two topics we needed to debunk: her actions, whereabouts on 9/11, and these emails from Chris Stevens about moving locations." Menendez is referring to New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez, who was the acting chair of the Foreign Relations Committee at the time. Chris Stevens, of course, was the U.S. ambassador who was killed in the Benghazi attack. We have not gotten a comment from the Clinton campaign about this new report. Steve, Ainsley, Brian?
Yeah, no kidding. All right.
What's in the comment? They got caught. They got nailed. Thanks, Mike.
She wanted certain topics discussed, and those, right out of the gate, those were the topics that were discussed by this Democratic individual who's sitting on the panel.
As Britt Yoon brought up last night, the new host of the 7 o'clock show, he said, listen, it's not new for a party friendly to the party in power in the executive branch to have topics that are friendly. However, when it comes to actually scripting those topics and those questions, that's a little new.
It is. But wait, there's more. The chairman of the House Oversight and Governmental Reforms Committee, Jason Chaffetz, has written a letter to the U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C. They want them to investigate and look at the facts. There's Jason Chaffetz, who's going to be with us a little later on. Why, after Congress subpoenaed a number of Hillary Clinton's emails after Benghazi, did an IT guy working for Hillary Clinton destroy them? That is against the law. And it looks like they were just thumbing their nose and nobody would ever get caught. Well, now, as it turns out, people are getting caught because we've got a whole bunch of FBI records and other Freedom of Information Act records that have been released.
Questions now, did they cover up evidence? Were they violating statutes? Why did they purge a handful of emails that were subpoenaed? You're right, it's illegal.
It's illegal. And they got caught.
They got caught. All right, Jason Chaffetz is coming up on the show, Brian.
Yeah, he's going to be, and he's going to talk about what they're doing congressionally. In other words, the probe's not over. James Comey's testifying is not through. Meanwhile, Julian Assange, the hacker who we cannot support what he does, but you cannot avoid that what he does is news. He went on with Sean Hannity last night, and he's been following what's going on here from his the Ecuadorian embassy in Britain, where he's holed up, trying to avoid arrest. And he hopped on, as he did with us, and he said, listen, I've been watching this testimony, and what's just come out, there is no way that Hillary Clinton does not know about classification symbols. Listen.
Hillary Clinton says that she can't remember what a C in brackets stands for. Everyone in positions of government and in WikiLeaks knows it stands for classified confidential. And in fact, we have already released thousands of cables by Hillary Clinton. Here she is. Clinton. See, that's her signature, Clinton, with the C in bracket right there. Thousands of examples where she herself has used this C in brackets and signed it off, and more than 22,000 times that she has received cables from others with this C in brackets. So it's It's absolutely incredible for Clinton to lie. She is lying about not knowing what that is.
Wait a second. She said she thought it was just numbering the paragraphs.
What?
C being 3, I guess, but there was no A and B or D.
Well, how long has she been in government? Her husband was president.
411
She knows what
years.
classified is. She knows what the C stands for.
Well, we didn't know. We had to go by her word. The FBI bought it.
So anyway, WikiLeaks says they will release batches of her email in the coming weeks to prove that she is a liar. And speaking of, well, not liars, just mass amnesia, coming up in the next hour, we're going to talk about how the RNC is actually counted. They've gone through the FBI transcripts. They've gone through the transcripts on Capitol Hill and different things that people have told in public. And they have revealed that Hillary Clinton and her team have mass amnesia for the most part. 327 times they said either I don't remember or I can't recall. 327. Keep in mind, a lot of them are lawyers, so they know how to work it. But nonetheless,
Doesn't make it
that's
right.
their defense.
If you have the answer, you answer, because it'll exonerate you.
Well, but if you give the answer and it gets you in trouble,
That's the
maybe
problem.
you don't remember.
Well, a lot of people are saying they want Donald Trump to release his tax returns. He's saying he'll release those tax returns when Hillary does this. Listen to Trump and listen to Hillary.
Clearly, his tax returns tell a story that the American people deserve and need to know. And if he's going to pursue this campaign, he owes it to the American people to come clean and release those tax returns.
Nobody cares about it except some of the folks in the media. Nobody cares about it. How does she talk about my tax returns? She has 33,000 emails that she deleted. When is she going to release her emails? She probably knows how to find it. Let her release her emails, and I'll release my tax returns immediately.
So if she releases those emails that don't exist anymore, then he'll release his tax returns.
But he also said that does go against what Donald Trump's been saying. I cannot release my returns because they're under audit. No one would advise me or let me do that. No one would do that.
He's being
But
audited.
I would say this. I am wondering tactically if it makes sense for Tim Kaine and Hillary Clinton to keep pushing Donald Trump on anything to do with transparency, because the boomerang effect is, by the way, we don't know anything about what you did. You took a hammer to this, and you blew this up, and you lost your iPad, and you have 327 I don't knows.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering tactically if they should pull back on that.
I have a feeling what they're trying to do is they're just trying to change the subject. Because right now on Capitol Hill, and everybody's talking about, hey, it looks like they destroyed property and they're hiding these email. They're trying to change the subject.
I wonder if she'll be quiet now, if she won't ask him for those tax returns anymore,
Well,
because
she
he's going to
hasn't
fire
stopped.
back and say, but now he's firing back and saying, I will when you give me those emails.
I have a solution, and that would be, why doesn't Julian Assange simply release her email, because he's got them, and then he can release his tax returns.
He
probably
says
has
he's
that
going
too.
to, and the first batch he's going to release could be as early as next week.
Did you guys notice Heather Nauert's body language?
She's right there.
Do it again. Do it again. Look at this. This is a woman who's like, they should have tossed to me 45 seconds ago.
Not at all. Not at all. I was
No,
listening.
this is a woman. It's very cold in the
Are you
studio.
cold?
It is.
It's
It's
chilly.
like, I was
Yeah.
thinking about all of you solving the world's problems at just 6:10 in the morning here in New York.
It's really
Why does that make